Hey, good morning, everyone. So it is day 34 of Hormone Bootcamp. And so today I want to talk about a couple of different things. So I'm going to wrap up this topic on Ayurvedic herbs. And I'm also going to be talking about detoxing, a little bit and really the benefits of, I want to share a little bit about my lifestyle and how all of this has really, really helped me in more ways than just health. So let me give you my lineup for today. So, if you guys have been following the last couple of days, I was basically doing ketogenic for a couple of days, and the reason why I went ketogenic was this week really for me was supposed to be more about fasting, but when it comes to fasting, fasting is aggressive. It's an aggressive detox, protocol. But when you are fasting, essentially, the thing that I look for really more than anything is, how much toxicity is in my body and how much of it is coming out. And so I can feel my body, like my energy levels will actually drop, and it's counterintuitive. But really what's happening is you have to imagine all of the toxins that are in your body. They're just leaving your body. And so you're feeling that effect. And so it's kind of like a temporary, your energy's going down. But now you can also begin to understand why the way that, I structure the bootcamp is really nothing more than my process, what I follow, which is, that's why I focus on strengthening my body first through mineralization, making sure that my vitamin D levels are high, and making sure that my body is actually nourished, meaning that I'm giving my body the actual nutrients that it's supposed to be getting from food, right? And that's what the first 3 weeks of the program were about. From there, we switched into intermittent fasting and probiotics, basically restructuring our gut flora. And so the habit there is, making sure that you're drinking the probiotics every day, because that's going to help you improve your gut health. And then fasting is like an added tool to that. It helps you clean out the bad, and it helps you, basically, add the good. So that's basically the full process. That's it. Those are the only three things that we're really worried about. So, when you're detoxing, when you're fasting, like today, today my goal is to do a full day, like a block fasting. So I'm not going to eat until dinner. But again, remember, I've been doing my, I have my Ayurvedic herbs, which are nutrimedicinal foods. So I'm not eating a full meal, but I'm actually getting all of the nutrition through these herbs. And that's what a lot of people don't get or don't understand. They think that the only way you can actually get nutrients is if you eat like a burger or something like super solid. And that's not really the case. Like today I'm doing actually, have green juice, and I didn't have time to make it. So I just stopped and got, some fresh pressed green juice, and actually have another one. This was an anti-inflammatory, which has like carrot, ginger, turmeric, and I don't know what else. I may post it later if you guys really want to know. But basically these two juices, and then I have a ton of water, and I'm just going on, my first Jeep adventure. So for those of you who don't know, I just got a brand new Jeep because my car was giving me so much trouble that I decided it was time to get it out with the old and with the new. So this is one of the things that I love about being able to fast, is that I'm able to just take off and do all of these things, and I don't have to plan my day around food. I remember when I was in real estate, I used to plan my entire day around food. I had to go see a client. Okay, well, I only have, 1 to 2 available because I'm eating lunch at, from noon to 1 o'clock. And, when you're an entrepreneur, that doesn't exactly work, very well. And so for me, like, I love this. I love the freedom of just being able to go and not have to depend on food to go about my day. And so this is one of those things that a lot of people don't see, but it's one of the biggest benefits that I see from, incorporating this into my lifestyle, that I feel like food makes you a slave to the kitchen. I used to spend so much time in the kitchen, and I no longer do. And this is basically what it looks like. So this is what I want to show you. So hold on a second here. All right. I'm driving, so I'm making sure that I'm not getting hit or anything. So anyway, so that's basically, what my day is, looking like today. And, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be switching gears a little bit. And here's the deal. We're essentially, 2 days left on week 5, and we're starting week 6, on Monday. And out of all of my live participants, I am the only one left doing this. Now, there are some of the live participants who maybe got off track, but they're getting back on track, and that's fine. But this is really an important thing to really go over, because one of the things that I mentioned in the very beginning is that I know and I realize that I have given all of the information that I know has helped me with hormone production, hormone balance, and pretty much everything that I've been doing since the very beginning. I've been sharing this information for years. And the one thing that I realize, and the one thing that I keep seeing that it's the biggest hurdle, really there's 2 things that I see that are just kind of like getting in the way of more people, improving their health. On one hand, I can see that there's a lot of people who are jaded more than anything. You've been pitched and sold all kinds of things. Trust me, especially running this page, I get people pitching me on products all the time. I get a lot of network marketers, a lot of people that have supplements, shakes, powders, and different things that they want to sell me. And I know that they're in my group. I know that they're in my page, and I know that they're reaching out to people. Like, I know that happens. And so I get it that, there's that part. But more important than that, like putting that aside, I think that what really is holding a lot of people back is mindset, is the fact that, we're just not, I guess, prepared, or, there's this side, I guess, to our success that a lot of people don't pay attention to. And so here's how I want to demonstrate it. Number one is I talked in the beginning of this bootcamp that one of the biggest things about going through this bootcamp was commitment. And it wasn't commitment to me, it was commitment to yourself, right? I made that commitment with my self-contract. That was for that reason. It was because I knew that people were going to, life was going to get in the way. Someone's birthday was going to come around. Thanksgiving is going to get in the way of week 6. And I know a lot of people who, the reason why they didn't start the bootcamp was because they knew that Thanksgiving was basically going to be at the tail end of it. Some people that are not doing the replay right now, the reason why they're not doing the replay is because they know that Thanksgiving is a week away, and they know that they're going to get off track. So that basically what they're saying is, oh, I'm going to wait until after Thanksgiving to start, and then I'll do, this hormone bootcamp thing. And they're always basically leaving everything to the next phase. And I'll tell you, those who are waiting after Thanksgiving, once Thanksgiving is over, they're going to say, well, Christmas is right around the corner. I know I'm going to be eating a lot of Christmas. I'm just going to wait till New Year. And it's this procrastination thing that is happening. And so one of the things that I understand with that is that happens in all areas of our lives. And it's really the root cause of anxiety. If you haven't seen my video on anxiety, that's exactly what I am trying to help people understand, is that if you can take care of that part, if you can take care of your mindset, when you can basically stop waiting for tomorrow and you just start living right now, doing what you can with what you have right now, everything in your life is going to basically start to resolve. And so what I am going to do, I am the last man standing here on this bootcamp. Okay, so I want to make that out and clear. And I'm very happy and grateful for everyone who participated live. And basically what I want to do is I want to lead by example. So I'm going to finish what I started, because that's the kind of winning attitude that you need to have in order to basically get results. So if you start Hormone Bootcamp, if you start the replay, right? And so I'm talking to everyone here right now who is planning on watching the replay, which should be everyone watching, that you start, and this time you start with the idea that you're going to actually finish what you start, right? So if you're going to do it, put in your calendar that, hey, the next 6 weeks, I don't care if there's a holiday coming through or anything else, you need to block out that time and just start with that idea that you're going to actually complete what you start. Because if you don't do that, I promise you, that's really the reason why a lot of people, they're not living like, they're living on, I don't know what you call it, on by accident. They're not living by design, basically, is what I'm trying to say. And so, and that's what I'm going to actually be talking about. So after the bootcamp is over, so after the end of this 6 weeks, I'm going to finish this program for the benefit of all those people who are actually participating currently in the replay. And just finish it as if there were live participants. But I want to let everyone know that I am the only one left right now. And this is the reason why people don't get results. It's because they don't take action. But I'm going to finish what I start, and hopefully you can model after me. This is basically how it's done. I'm showing you everything. I'm not holding anything back. So here's what I want to do. Tomorrow, I'm going to, make the shake again. I've already shown it before, but I'm going to make it again because there's a couple things that I'm going to talk about to help you guys prepare for it when you guys do watch the replay. And, and so stay tuned for that live video tomorrow, because I'm going to walk you through again the shake, but I'm also going to give you, I guess, some things to look for, make sure that you are ready. Week 6 is not something that you get started with right away. The other thing is that, a while ago, I had created a program that I called, Hormone Jumpstart, which was basically this 6-week program, but it was just a small little, 7-day course. There was 7 pages and a few videos in there. I'm going to make that available, and it's basically going to be like this crash course for this last week. I'm going to be sending that out though via email for everyone who's going through the replay. So when you get to tomorrow, I'll mention it again, but I'll send out the links to register to get those videos, that old program. So I'm giving you access to that. All free, all included with this. I don't charge for this information. So that's what's going to happen. And then at the end of these, 6 weeks, what I'm going to do is I'm going to society, where I'm going to be talking about mindset. And this is really another area of, I'm writing my book, by the way. So I'm actually going to be taking a lot more time to write my book. So my Thursday live trainings, I'm going to basically be probably postponing them. I'm not quite sure yet. I'm going to be doing a few different other things, but basically going to be focusing more on writing my book, Beer Diet Project. If you guys haven't watched my training that I did on Thursday, and by the way, I'm about to go to a tunnel, so this may cut off. So if this cuts off, I'll continue this tomorrow. But let's see if we can hang on here. So I did a Facebook Live last Thursday. And so this last Thursday, I talked a little bit about basically the direction of my book, and it was me basically putting out a lot of ideas that's just helping me write my book. So the way that I think of diet, and how I'm thinking of diet now for for my lifestyle, is I've realized that health is important to me. I believe that what you feed your body is important, but I also believe that what you feed your mind is important. And they work in synergy. You cannot have health without wealth. You cannot have wealth without health. This is something that I found out when I was in real estate. I was making pretty good money, but I was working so much. I was so stressed out that I was not really enjoying life. I was not really living. And then I've been in the opposite, where, when all my health issues came about, and that was the one thing, is when all my issues came about, that's when I realized that it didn't matter how much money I was making. If I couldn't even get off the couch, what's the point? Right. And that's when I started to make health a priority in my life. When I realized that, I can be, making all this money, but if I cannot enjoy it, what's the point? But in my journey of improving my health, what I started to realize, for those of you who don't know, I started by doing a 90-day green juice fast. I did that juice fast, and there was something magical that happened. One of them was that about day 5 or so, I slept so good. And the one thing that, it was not just restful sleep, but I remember waking up, and I remember I had this vivid dream where I just hadn't had a dream like that in years where I'm like, wow, like I almost felt like I was awake in the dream and it just felt good. It was the first time that I woke up and I didn't feel like I got hit by a Mack truck or anything. Like I actually was rested. And right around that, with that lesson later on, one of the things that I learned, was that dreaming is so important for entrepreneurs. And I believe that everyone is an entrepreneur. You may not own a business, but you are the CEO of your life, meaning that if you're in a place where you don't want to be, and the reason why I'm mentioning this is because a lot of people that got off track, one of the reasons why they mentioned that they got off track was because they could not afford some of the products. And trust me, I have been there. I nearly filed for bankruptcy because of my health issues. And I know what that's like. I know what it's like to go to the grocery store and swipe the credit card and not know if it's going to go through. I've been in that place. It's a shitty feeling. And I'm telling you, the only way that I know that I was able to get out of that was by using creativity. Whenever we get into trouble, whether it's financial trouble, relationship trouble, health issues, guys, me putting together this program, writing this book, I could not do that without creativity. It takes a lot of focus. It takes a lot of mental energy. I could not be doing this unless I had actually improved my health. And so I am now starting to understand, going back to where I was when I was basically struggling to even like leave the couch. It was hard for me to research, but I did what I could. Like I just basically focused, and because I did my juice fast, that what it did really more than anything is that it lifted off my brain fog and it allowed me to actually focus on the task at hand. And so for a lot of people that haven't even gotten started, I can see how that is keeping some people from actually going through the program, that they go through the program and maybe they go through information overload, or they just don't know what to focus on. That kind of stuff happens. That's overwhelmed. That's all part of anxiety. And trust me, part of it is going to be through health. As you mineralize your body, as you begin to raise your vitamin D levels, that's going to actually help you tap into the energy of your own body. And trust me, you have energy. If you woke up today, if you are watching this, trust me, you have energy. You're a mass ball of energy. Every cell of your body is a battery and it has energy. The minerals basically allow you to access that. The vitamin D gives you more charge for those batteries. The nutrients basically activate everything else. So basically I'm giving you like everything you need to get that energy into your body, but that's physical energy. For creative energy, you need to learn to raise that energy, that vibration. And that's what I taught in that anxiety masterclass. I'm teaching basically how to take that body energy and use it for creativity. This is why I don't consider myself vegan, but I eat plant-based because plant-based foods have higher energy. Animal-based products are really good for physical health, but if you want to use creativity, plant-based foods is really what allows me to do this kind of work, to put together programs, to actually, put myself out there and, focus on the task at hand. It's basically a state of being that allows me to live in the right here, right now. It's what allows me to complete my tasks. It's what allows me to set a goal. Like, hey, I'm going to go do 6 weeks and basically work on my hormones. I set a goal. I need to stay focused on that goal. But again, if with health issues, if you are not able to use your energy physically, you have that much less of a chance to use it mentally. And so it's going to be work. And how do you do it? You basically start one step at a time. You start hydrating. You hydrate, you mineralize, you start boosting your vitamin D. Once you start boosting your vitamin D, you get all the other nutrients in your body. You keep detoxing. You just follow that process over and over. And what you're going to notice is that your mental bandwidth is going to start to clear up. You're actually going to be able to focus more on the things that are important to you, right? And once you start to focus more, now you start to take control of your health. You start to take control of your life overall, because now you can actually start to set goals. You can actually start to say, okay, I did a little bit of this hormone bootcamp. I know that people that went through the first 3 weeks, and I'll read some of the comments, later on. But people were saying, it's like, hey, I've been just mineralizing, drinking water, minerals. People start to see like their hair loss, basically stop, or some of them are actually regrowing hair. Some people are just feeling so much energy. There's all these things happening. Trust me, if you keep doing that over time, you're actually going to feel more motivated, more inspired, and you're actually going to start setting big goals. Like, you know what? If you only did 2 weeks, maybe you set a goal to do the first 3 weeks. If you only did 3 weeks, maybe you actually do the whole thing this time. It gets easier and easier and easier. So I want you to keep that in mind, because that's where this is going. And again, the Anxiety Masterclass is going to help you with that. And I'm going to turn that into a series, because I know that if I can help you improve your mindset, you're more likely to go through the program. My goal is to help 1,000 people get more energy. That's my goal. So trust me, my goal is not to, I don't know, like, that's my goal. It's 1,000 people. So however it takes, like, I'm going to finish this, and I'm going to go back to the drawing board and find a way to make this better, to help more people go through it. All the information is here. You guys just have to take action. That's it for today. Stay tuned for the rest of the week. And I hope that you guys got value from this video. I just want your success story. So anyways, enjoy your weekend, and I'll talk to you guys later.